Hi, this is Dan over at Carburetor and Distributor Specialties. I wanted to do a quick video on removing stuck jets or likely to be stuck jets and check balls from carburetors. This carburetor here is a Carter AFB. It's the original carburetor off of my 63 split window Corvette. I bought this car a couple months ago. It has been sitting since 1973. The carburetor is obviously needs to be gone through, and I'm hoping to get the engine in this car in the next couple weeks and get it fired off, so I'm restoring the carburetor for it. I'll post some pictures of what this thing looked like when I opened it up, but what I did last night, I've messed with enough of these AFBs, same as Edelbrock's, but if you get in here and you start torquing on these jets, there's one here, there's one over here, and then there's this little check ball that comes off of the accelerator pump. If you start torquing on them, then many times that soft brass will end up stripping out on the thread where your screwdriver goes in, or the groove where your screwdriver goes in, and then you're stuck with either drilling them out or it's just a big pain. So what I've learned to do over time is, last night I filled this carburetor up to right here about with a 50-50 mix of acetone and automatic transmission fluid. I find that to be really useful in removing stuck parts, but you can use PB Blaster or Coil or whatever your choice is, doesn't really matter. But I just soaked it, and then I poured the same solution into my accelerator pump well to get the backside of that check ball lubricated, and I let it set overnight. And then I come out in the morning, and don't do this. Underneath here is passages that, if this carburetor was recently used, could have fuel in it. And so what you want to do is wash it out with water first if you're going to do that, or blow it out with air. I'd recommend water to get all of that fuel vapor out. But then I take just a regular MAP gas torch, and what I do is I heat the area around that jet. It doesn't take a lot of heat because aluminum transfers that heat pretty rapidly. Let's set it back up on here. Then I take a hollow ground screwdriver. I'll go over that in a little bit. Get it in the groove of that jet good. Sharp, not a tap, but kind of a hit. That's to break any mechanical bond between the threads and the male threads and the female threads. And then there it comes. You can get these jets out. A little bit warm, but no damage to the jet. One of the things that I use, hollow ground screwdrivers. They use these things in, a lot of gunsmiths use them. This is actually an electrician screwdriver. Electricians use them. And if you notice on your regular screwdriver, the tip comes in straight. On the hollow ground screwdriver, the tip comes in at an angle. And it has a curve in here, and from what I understand, that gets better pressure on the full groove of the flathead screw, and allows that to make full contact and pop it out. Now, taking the time to do this is really beneficial, because earlier in my career, I would just get in there and try to get them ripped out. And what would end up happening is, many times this check ball becomes the problem. and you're trying to get a screwdriver in there at an angle and get it out. It's difficult to get a bite on it, and if you don't get that out properly, then you end up having to buy a long tap, of which I have one, and I have a tap that's about 4 inches long, and drilling that thing out and then retapping it, and you're spending a lot of time. And if it's a good carburetor, you can mess up a body. So this is a good example or a good opportunity to let some chemicals do some work, break the mechanical bond with a screwdriver and a hammer, add a little bit of heat, give it the best opportunity to come out without stripping it out and causing yourself a lot of frustration and work. I hope this helps. Again, it's Dan over at Carburetor and Distributor Specialties. My website is www.gasandspark.com. If you need carburetors rebuilt or distributors curved and rebuilt, reach out to me. In the meantime, I'll be building carburetors and working on cars. You guys have a good time, good day.